Kevin, first game of new season. Wouldn't know that it was summer based on the weather, but yeah, you've got to be happy with the 3-0 victory over Royston Town today.
Yeah, we're delighted with the win, and I guess in large parts the manner of the win as well was quite important. But yeah, the lads have they've gone out there and got on the front foot. I think we started the game, like I say, for the first 10-12 minutes, we were on the front foot, and then Royston one or two corners there that put us under a little bit of pressure. We had to defend, and just said there, everyone's probably a little bit anxious and nervous in those moments. And then when we scored the goal, great finish, great touch, great finish, and it just settled us down a little bit. And I felt I think pretty much most of the rest of the first half we're on the front foot, scored a couple more good goals. It's kind of moved the game away from Royston, but credit to them, they've had a go in the second half and had some moments against us. Equally, we've hit the post and had some other moments that probably we'd look to do a little bit better in. But it's nice to be creating those chances. We weren't a side that was creating a hatful of chances last season, and I understand that the level has changed and you have to work harder for your moments the higher you go in the levels. But for a team in its infancy and trying to grow and heal together, it's a pleasing start. But nobody's getting carried away with it. We know how long the season is and how tough it's going to be.
Sure. Undoubtedly pleasing to go in 3-0 at half time, but does that sort of like give you a bit of a conundrum for the second half? Because you might look at that and think 3-0, it's probably done and dusted, but you also know that Royston are probably going to get a reaction in the second half. I'm sure you were probably mindful of wanting to try and keep a clean sheet as well, because you always place a lot of store on those. So does it give you a bit of a dilemma of how to go about things?
It does, yeah, and where players are at psychologically when they come out for the second half, it's like I say, there's still life in the game there, and if Royston have come out and managed to get an early goal, clearly the tie's still well and truly open. And as I say, you have to give Royston credit. They continued to have a go at us and ask questions of us. Brandon's been called into a save there, which in an ideal world, coming off in that, I want to keep a clean sheet, but I want to keep the moments to a minimum. And a lot thereafter was sort of long shots. There just were a couple there that just there's work to do to still improve on where we're at. And yeah, it's a pleasing start, and you can only play what's in front of you and deal with that. We have done today, and we move on to Leicester next week, which again is going to be another really tough game. They're a good side in the playoffs last year. I saw them play last year, and yeah, we'll have a work cut out to be getting anything there. But hopefully, building on today and trying to grow the confidence within the group is something today's result will allow us to do.
Sure. And of course, it's early in the season. We don't know how anybody's going to go yet. I mean, people might look at that result today and think there might be bigger challenges ahead than Royston, but the point is we don't really know at the moment, do we? It's all developing.
It is, and I think 10-15 games in when it starts to take a little bit more shape, but just keeping everything in its lane is the important thing today. We've come and done the job. There's a little bit of expectation on the lads and how they manage and deal with that. It was pretty good, and it needs to continue to develop, as I say. But yeah, you never know how teams are going to come out and the sort of response they're going to give as well. But like I say, I thought there were moments for either side in the second half. It was far more even. To go and play another half like we did in the first half, the second, yeah, can be a little bit tough. But as you say, the most important thing is we kept the clean sheet and we took the points today, and we regroup and focus on the following Saturday.
Sure. You do have a small squad at the moment. George Forsyth missed out. Was that his groin injury today? Just still a bit.
Yeah, we wanted to get a training session into George before returning, so yeah, I'm a little bit pushy and could have done with him in and around the group, which they were in and around the group, but to add him in whether on the bench or being able to play would have been nice. But hopefully, both George and Jared are able to come in there and give the lads a boost and effect on what it is. Disappointing to lose Remy, but yeah, that's happened, and we need to move on to it. And as I say, regroup in the week and make sure that we're on the front foot going into next Saturday's game.
Sure. It is unusual that you don't have a game on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite often, a season starts and it starts with a Saturday, Tuesday, but that isn't the case this time. So, it just gives you that bit of time to work on things.
Yeah, it does. And when you start the season as a player or a manager or anybody at the club, I think if you hadn't got a result today, you want the next chance and opportunity to come a whole lot sooner. And it's a bit strange that, like you say, you normally go Saturday, Tuesday in the opening week of the season. Okay, that's not the case. We've kicked off with 3 points, which is important. We can give ourselves a chance to have a look at and reflect on the good and not so good about today, and hopefully continue to develop and grow as I say, as a group. So it may be no bad thing. But then obviously the following week we've got Redditch on the Monday, and the games, with only a day's rest in between, will be a little bit of a challenge. But same for them as well. So we get on with it and do our very best.
Sure. Just going to ask you one final question. How did you feel when you woke up this morning and a new season started? Were you nervous, apprehensive, excited?
Yeah, kind of a bit of all those really, I suppose. You want to start the season on the front foot if you can and try to pick up a result, and you're always looking to get your season up and running at the earliest opportunity, and I'd be no different. And yeah, that buzz and bit of excitement, and 1 or 2 text messages off some other managers and a lot of my ex-players and what have you, was just really nice just to share and wish them well for the season. Yeah, just to build up, like a bit of a kid at Christmas time, I suppose. Really, it's it's exciting. I love it, and that going into a game with a new group and seeing how they respond, and hopefully how they develop and learn and progress their game is great fun. It's good fun. We need to do it off the back of obviously results and keeping everybody happy if it's all possible. But yeah, just love the whole atmosphere of it, and hopefully we can build it on next week.
Okay, thanks very much, Kevin. You can go to sleep with a smile in. Thanks to see you.
Thank you.
Super.